Day 156. Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Blueprints. Since last time, as usual, I've been going through my notes, having to update them to reflect things that have happened in the last couple of episodes, and then keep finding new things. Been watching some other people, and once again, I saw somebody see something that I probably wouldn't have seen on my own, but I immediately stopped the video because they weren't sure what they were looking at, but I think I am. So that's rocketed to the top of my priority list. Like, I have a bunch of things I would like to do today, but the top priority now is to get a magnifying glass to the mailroom so that we can inspect something together. That said, we're kind of starting from nothing today, and I have a few other things I'd like to do, so let me just grind some stuff out and see what happens. Closed exhibit. I would like to put this room in the outer grounds. So even though I don't have a security keycard right now, I'm going to go ahead and draft it, because I'm curious what keycard rooms would look like when drafted from the outer grounds, and if they'd still behave the same way. So hopefully I'll be able to make that happen. Here's an interesting question. Do I want my foundation here? It's better than what I used to have. I think it'll do, so I'll go ahead and plop down the foundation here so I can keep on drafting today. And just like that, I've opened up all the doors to the closed exhibit without a key card, because I drafted all the rooms around it. And so I'll peek in here, but it doesn't look like there's any items for me. Oh, this is not a great spot for it, but I want the solarium for something as well. So let's take the solarium, because I was thinking about in the safe house, on the wall, it says, "We seek what's in the shade of truth." There's some gems for me here, by the way. And the solarium, surrounded entirely by tinted glass panes, tea in the afternoons, getting some sun without the hassle of going outside. And there's a music sheet in the greenhouse that talks about how the trees inside don't cast shadows or something. And I talked last time about how there was this tea here on the wall. And I was thinking, we're in the shade of the solarium. The shade of truth, true, is often denoted by the letter T, and it just so happens that I have a power hammer I just made in the workshop. Is there any chance that I can bust through the panes here, and this is the shade of truth? Well, rats, I really thought that that might be a thing, but it doesn't seem to be, or maybe the power hammer is not the right thing to bust through the glass. It's the only thing I can think of, other than maybe the Morning Star could break it or something. Or, is there anything I imagine with the time of day? Time of day doesn't usually mean much of anything in any of these places. But basically, I had written this off as not suspicious, and then I was thinking about some other things that could make it suspicious again, and also, anything that's suspicious in this game is usually suspicious. So, something is probably going to happen here, but I don't know just what. The mailroom is here, and we really need to see it, but I'm almost certain that I'll be able to draft it again, and possibly get a few other things. So I'm going to take the risk of leaving it behind for the moment, and continue with my drafting and try to get the mailroom a little bit later. Well, the throne room gives me the most branching places to go, so I'm actually going to take the throne room. Costs lots of gems, but I happen to have lots of gems today, so that doesn't really matter. We have not spent much time here, and there is something I would like to do with room 46 too. So just in case we somehow wind up in there, which actually has a good chance because I do have the secret garden key in my inventory right now as well, so I might be able to put that to use. Secret garden is not a blue room though, and I'm trying to get blue rooms here on rank 8 to try to get some more blue memos. The mail room apparently is another room that I don't have, so I don't want to use my secret garden key. So let's see what we get over here. I've already gotten these blue rooms, and so I'll just take the gymnasium and try to get some more things out of the pool. Yeah, I should try to get more things out of the pool first. So let's do that. Not too worried about steps at the moment. The secret garden would be an interesting room to draft as the outdoor room as well, actually, because look at its shape. It goes out farther than other rooms. Yeah, actually, that might be the next room I want to draft outside. Oh, and the foundation, the elevator is already down. I hadn't noticed that until just now. And in the observatory, I waited until I'd already climbed the ranks to draft the spiral of star, or to observe the spiral of stars, because we gain 1 key and 1 gem for each rank reached, then lose. Oh, interesting. It's going places now as I've gotten more observatory stars. Well, I'll be interested to see where it heads. Here's an apple, by the way. Bought out the showroom, because why not? I got the cash. I find myself in the dormitory. I never actually took screenshots. I went back through all of this with the magnifying glass and didn't see anything just now. But I never actually took screenshots. And Grand Architect Lois T. Raylan still keeps nagging at me. Like, it sounds too specific, like I want it to be an anagram, and Alzara could be in there or something, like, I don't know. But I'm going to make sure I get screenshots and think about that a little bit more. But in any case, I've drafted out a good portion of the rooms now, and so now I basically have to go off the throne room and hope to get the things I'm looking for. Alright, well, drawing room goes through and gives me some extra redraws, so I guess I will be taking that. Drawing room, I have already found the blue memo on. I remember it was over here. Don't remember offhand what it said, though. So we can look again. Months are slightly longer than days. I don't remember if I talked about this. In the classroom geography thing, it had a thing with the devoted moon and the rogue moon, and it looks like the devoted moon circles in 24 hours, which would make months slightly longer than days. Like, just in real life in this world, if the moon spins around every 24 hours, and a day is like just slightly shorter than 24 hours perhaps, then if a month is when the moon goes around, then months would be slightly shorter than days or whatever. Okay, I should have rotated this floor plan. I didn't realize that it was facing this direction. That's a little bit unfortunate, but I do have the ornate compass, so I can rotate more floor plans if I need to. None of these have a bend that I need, so I need to redraw them using this power. And then among these, any of them would work. Is there any reason to prefer one over another? The vestibule could be more valuable later, whereas the hallway is already sufficiently valuable now. So I'll take the hallway, but we're trying to get blue memo rooms, and we're trying to get the mail room somewhere. But I've got plenty of other resources. So now's a good place to take the vestibule, I think, so that I can get all of my drafting done. And then I think I'll first try to draft this other room straight ahead, just to get one more thing out of the pool. And actually the boudoir or the treasure trove, both good options. Treasure trove, yeah, I like this. Because I like the treasure trove. It gives me more money, which is nice, but also I can see a white moon. Got plenty of keys. The last door of 8 is in the inner sanctum. Alright, that's good as a red memo to hint, well, to show you that that's not where the last door of 8 is. And make you think about where the last door of 8 is. But we've already gotten all our sanctum keys and solved that portion of the mystery. Hey, 153. That's the sum of the cubes of its digits. Okay, so now both of the rooms to the north of me are on rank 8, so let's hope to get some blue rooms that we have not yet seen before. I do have blue memos for all 3 of those. Do I want to redraw? I actually do have a minor reason to go into the ballroom, and it'll get me into the corner later. So I'm going to hold on to my redraw for the other one and go ahead and draft the ballroom and not step in yet. Let's keep all of my gems for the moment. And instead, we'll draft over here. Study, conference room, cloister of Draxus. None of those are what I want, because I already have the study one as well, right? Yes, I have the study blue memo. So we'll redraw and hope to get something better. Locker room, dining room. Do I have the dining? Yeah, there's 10 dishes. I don't know that I've ever seen the 10 dishes. And the locker room had a blue memo that told me that Kirkdale as a pseudonym was not true. So I'll take the dining room just to ensure that I have the steps. But yeah, we're not getting any blue memos today. And to give me the drafting power to do what I want. And we still have a couple of draws to try to get the mailroom. So we'll see if we can pull it off. None of you are the mailroom. Is there anything good? The jackhammer out of the coat check I do want for reasons. So let's grab that. We'll go draft our last room and then we'll investigate the reasons. So jackhammer's been returned. Not going to bother eating the fish because I have plenty of steps. And I don't mind spending an extra key in the vestibule because I've got plenty of keys. So we're going to lose some gems, that's fine. Rats. Missed my chance at the mailroom today. That's fine. And did I ever draft an outer room? I'm going to take the study. I don't think it really matters a whole lot. Oh. Interesting. This safe is still open. Why would this safe still be open? Like, this is just kind of usual stuff. Was there a game update and the safes are now left open? That's a possibility. And I'm aware that the metal detector is going off, and I'll check it out shortly, I guess. Ah, there's a coin over here. Got it. Yeah, I'll have to check and see if there was a game update, or why else would the study door already be open? That's very interesting to me. Or a gate is open that you didn't leave open could be an Alzara prophecy. Interesting. That just occurred to me. Okay, well, we didn't get the mailroom. I do have the jackhammer in the ballroom. I was thinking that the floor here looks like a mirror. And I was wondering, with the weird patterns on the floor that don't quite exactly repeat, if one of them is like an actual place that I could bust through the floor and like go through the mirror or something. Also, I think it is on one of these sheets. Hold on. There was another thing I was thinking here. Two remain for one last dance and spin again around clock hands, and as they turn, a second chance to rise above the falling stands, the true time lost past romance. No, this is not the one. It might be on sheet number 5 that we got in the greenhouse. That one of the sheets, I don't remember which one, talked about your gems and your money would be useless. And it sounded to me like maybe you want to be in the ballroom at a time that you have 0 gems and 0 money. And it's hard to be in the ballroom with 0 gems, because every time you walk in, you get 2. Except for if we already had the power of the study, or perhaps even better, there's a blessing called the Blessing of the Dancer that you can get from the shrine that allows you to spend gems to rotate floor plans, like you're dancing. Like pictured in the ballroom, enter here and spin around and go back out kind of thing. And so I was thinking that if you could spend all your gems drafting back out of the ballroom, then you'd have 0 gems in the ballroom, and it would sound like one of the music sheets was talking about. I don't know that I'm being sufficiently careful, but basically I'm just trying to walk around and inspect all the floor while I'm looking down in case there's like a secret dig spot that I can use the jackhammer on the crazy floor of the ballroom. Alright, I don't think so, and just remind me, since it's sitting right here, the majority of gems found in the house are artificially produced. Yeah. Okay. And this chandelier is different from all the other chandeliers that we see. Is that meaningful in any way? I do have an ignition source, I believe. Actually, no, I don't. I didn't buy it because I'd run out of money because I bought out the showroom. Could I light this up? It doesn't look particularly ignitable. I feel like there's... I probably noticed this before too, but I'm only just noticing now that only some of the keys are casting shadows. Is it changing due to a light source, or is it always that same set of keys? I think it's always that same set of keys. There's like an E, a G, an A. Well, there's like an E and an A and a C. You would not be expected to know this information. However, I don't think this could be in a puzzle because not everyone will know how piano keys are marked in music. And so things like castling and chess, we were given explicit instructions that you exchange the rook and the king to castle and chess. And all the chess pieces are named in the chessboard powers. So even if you didn't know anything about chess, you would have all the information you needed to solve those puzzles. Okay, so I didn't get the mailroom. Actually, there's a thing that I've been meaning to do for a while. And so I think we're going to do it today. So now I am going to eat the fish and get an extra 30 steps because I'm going to head back outside. 60 steps because I have the silver spoon. Wow. I'm going to head back outside and we're going to head over to the gemstone cavern and use our jackhammer. This is open as well. The candlestick is pulled and this is open, and I didn't do that in here, right? I think when I walked through here I forgot to even look. Do I have any other places with safes? There's the study, there's the drawing room. Are any of the other safe rooms drafted today? No, I think those are they. Okay, but that's very curious. And it's a big long shot, but is there any chance that being here with the Morning Star changes anything in terms of being able to smash this tea? It does not. So out at the Gemstone Cavern, I forget how it works. So yeah, if I jackhammer... Despite having been warned of the cavern's stability, you may be able to use your makeshift jackhammer to mine additional gems. Each time, chances of a cave-in will increase. A collapse of any scale will permanently close the site and the daily gems it provides. Cavern stability, 95%. Oh, that's only 1%? It brought it down to 94% and gave me 1 gem, I guess? Okay, and it goes shaking like that. I had to see how it behaves. So basically you can use the jackhammer to get 1 extra gem. I'm going to try it once more just to make sure I saw correctly. Cavern stability, 93%, and that went up to 7 gems. Okay, so if you want 1 extra gem, you could use the jackhammer to do so. And then presumably if the cavern collapses, it just has the negative penalty that was discussed previously. Seeing the blue tents reminded me I wanted to see if this was a diggable spot with the funny looking green plants that I had not previously noticed, but it does not appear to be a diggable spot. The next thing I want to do is go over and draft my outdoor room, because I never did that today. What happens if I try to dig up the microchip place again? It looks like it doesn't even give me the opportunity to do so. Okay, fair enough. So over here... Right, I stuck the conservatory in here, so I could adjust rarity, which would be nice. Or I have an experiment going where if I draft extra bedrooms, I get another star. And that could be fun too, to get another bonus star. So which am I more interested in? At this point, I think most of the rarities are back in good shape again, so I think I'll take the hovel to trigger my experiment and give me another observatory star like we just saw. And I haven't been in the hovel in a while. There's a dig spot. Ivory dice. Great. Just what I need. I could have used them earlier. This is Denny doing numeric coring. 45 times 2 is 90. Divided by 9 is 10. Minus 2 is 8. 8 is kind of like the sacred number that, like, it's tilted over on its side and it's infinity or whatever. And so this is, you know, Denny basically doing the Pepe Sylvia thing that I've been doing on my own, in my own notes anyway. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been to the hovel. This is information about Denny getting terminated. I don't know that I've ever looked at this. With the magnifying glass, but I didn't immediately see anything there. This chair, I think I have called it out before, but it's been a while since we've been here, has very intricate, like, detailing on the back of this chair. Considering the rundown condition of the rest of the hovel. But yeah, I don't know that I see any other interactions that I can do in here. I've decided I'm going to call it a day today in the secret garden so that we can see what it's like, since I still have the Blessing of the Monk going today, to see what it's like to draft the secret garden in the outdoor room. But before I do so, I'm going to check my jackhammer back into code check. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but I managed to get my way all the way back to code check without looking at my map once, which is atypical. In any case, here is the secret garden. We're going to call it a day. Royal Shopping Center. New rooms 1? Wait, what? I guess the foundation counts as a new room after you've undiscovered it or whatever. Like, that counts as the new room? That's got to be what it is. Makes sense. And for the secret garden, I would prefer to draft the conference room before I draft the secret garden, so that it will spread its fruit there. I wonder how much fruit it will spread from the outer grounds, because we don't know how bountiful the soil is there. But conference room is one of my most common rooms. It's often the first room I see in a drafting choice. So let's see if it happens to appear here. It did not, but I bet I can make it appear in the next couple. And then we'll go out and draft the secret garden from the outer grounds, and then we'll decide where we're going to go from there. Oh, conference room, where art thou? Break room, also good. And yeah, since I'm talking, we can do these together really quick. 20 minus 2 is 18, divided by 9 is 2, squared is 4, squared is 16. And then 18 plus 10 minus 12 is 16. Rounds to 20, swap the digits, becomes 0, 2. Then multiply by 10 becomes 20. Then add 14, add 41 becomes 61. Rounds to 60, and then swap the digits to 6. Yeah. I still got it. Alright. Hey, remember when I said the conference room is like super easy to draw and I see it all the time? Yeah. About that. Conservatory, I gotta take. It's just kind of the rule these days. Back when I had the power of the rook, I'd get the conservatory all the time. Now it's pretty rare to see. Closed exhibit, how? That's standard. Do I want it standard or unusual? Kind of depends on keycard situations. I think standard is okay, though. It's a T-shaped room. That sounds fine. Foyer, believe it or not, is standard. I feel like I don't see it all that often. And ballroom is commonplace. Okay, ballroom, you need to go to unusual because it is rare that I want you. Not quite so rare that I want rare because the straightforward rooms are not all that common. And ballroom is occasionally common, and I still think that there might be some mysteries associated with it, so I don't want it to completely disappear. Alright, but I'm guessing the conference room is going to show up right here. And I guessed wrong. And I do have the foundation coming up. Alright, I'll bring you back once I get the drafting that I want. Okay, here's the utility closet. And it actually has utility again now. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the keycard system with the expectation that I will successfully get the security drafted before I run into any security doors. And this is not the best conference room, but it'll do. Okay, so I have the conference room now. So now I want to see if we draft the secret garden from the outer grounds. What does it look like? How much fruit gets spread? What other mysteries might we discover? So, secret garden. Oh, I started with my ornate compass and power hammer, by the way, thanks to the moon pendant last time. Secret garden still is contained inside this room. It still has... It's got dig spots. It still has these come out like this. And it still has the lever that does still work. But what if I... So you're here. Yeah, I think it is worth taking the time to rotate all these in all four directions. Shaded trees. When the trees are not in the shade, they don't cast a something something. Also, I just noticed the stones around the bird bath here. Are they noteworthy? I don't know. I don't know. But I hadn't really thought much about them until just now, but like I'm super keyed into like everything that could possibly be mysterious at this moment. But yeah, like you in front of this. Like suppose I went to like the throne room now where it also has the sigil. Would something happen? I'm kind of just, you know, grasping at straws. I imagine there would be more of a clue to that somewhere if that is a thing to do. But like this room and this location definitely feels like there could be tales of interest. This will just be the other lever, I presume. And yeah, the lighting in here is all weird. But yeah, Blessing of the Monk and drafting new rooms in the outdoors is just a super interesting mechanic. And I'm glad it exists. Okay, and so here is... I don't know if it's the rogue moon, I'm not sure if it's the devoted moon, like it's in eclipse, but maybe that's when the... Oh, I guess this is the rogue moon in front of the devoted moon? I hadn't thought about the fact that if it's an eclipse where one body's in front of another, so the blacked out portion is probably one of the moons, but then what's this bit? I was originally thinking that that's one of the moons. And then the crescent light was just the crescent light from the sun in terms of its reflection. So yeah, this might be the shade of the planet, and this might be the shade of the moon. I'd not thought carefully, like astrologically, about what exactly is going on here. All of a sudden I'm thinking about Sacred in the clock tower. I saw a swan to the south. Is that what it said? Let me go read the clock tower clue again. So in the clock tower, there is a note which reads, "Southward I see a swan, ashen like sands of the shore, carried by westerly winds, rogue like the moon of the north. Eastward I see a crow, dark are the days coming forth." And then a Arindia sigil center, the kind of mirror shape or whatever. And it spells out sacred, S-A-C-R-E-D, as the first lines. And so the question is, I hadn't really ever thought about this swan in the secret garden. Like, there's lots of other swans, but then there's also like north, south, east, and west here, which is interesting. And southward I see a swan. Like, right now the swan is pointed this way. When I turn the topmost thingy-ma-doo, the swan does not turn. So, what does that mean for us? I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm just thinking things that are not meaningful right now, or if I might be cooking. Also, I guess we're on the west path, and so this is north. Yeah, I feel like the compass rose is pointing differently than it would now, and so the swan is facing to the south when it's in here, which it would not be when the secret garden is back out in the grounds. I can just double check the video footage to try to take a look at that. Unless the swan is always facing south. And then the next clues are west, north, east, and then dark are the days coming forth. Like, we're in dark days when we're in here, because we're, like, inside this room place. Should definitely get my digging implements if I can. Yeah, I'm gonna have to noodle on this some more. Okay, let's discover together how much fruit has been spread. None. The outer grounds are barren as far as the secret garden spreading fruit. So we drafted the secret garden. It's a spread fruit throughout the house. I guess my house is not very big, so that could have influenced it. I didn't think about that aspect. But I still would have expected at least one piece of fruit to end up here. Yeah, I can imagine that we might be running that experiment again at some point in the future. I drafted the study again, and this is open again, so I should definitely try to find other safe rooms and see if they're all open now. I also wonder if the lost and found, now that there's the Alzara prophecy kind of implications of a stranger in the house, I wonder if the lost and found will end up with any more objects or anything along those lines. So we already turned off the keycard system, so I'm going to make the security level high and offline mode unlocked, and then I can get through them all. And then I'll be able to get through a bunch of security doors, and so it makes sense then to log into the network and connect to the lab and hope for an experiment about bypassing security doors. Each time you unlock or bypass a security door, gain 1 star. Great. Let's start the experiment. Another treasure trove. Pink boxes, I think, always have false screen memos. There's an antechamber lever hidden in the drawing room. That is false. I've already found all the levers. Also, I'm rich! And here is my closed exhibit. So this will get us some security doors being bypassed and triggering my experiments. Also lockpicks that I probably won't need to use, but now I've got them. And let's see. Observatory. Sure, now's a fine time to go ahead and take it, I suppose. Experiment successful. And guess I'll take these things, and I'm worried about what the lose is going to be, so I don't need any of the bonuses over there, so I'm just not going to click that now until I get a bunch more stars and can see a bunch of the words. I think that sounds like a reasonable strategy. Lose half your steps. This is kind of an ideal time. I don't have that many steps to lose, and the dining room's got to come up soon. It's a little bit risky, but I will do it. I haven't seen the kitchen yet. I could buy some food. Like, there's lots of possibilities that could work in our favor. But at this point, we've got 3 doors ready to go, which I don't really have a need to be in the room 46 right now, as far as I know, but will this trigger my experiment twice because I get this door? Oh, it's not the same door that I was thinking. This one. Will this trigger the experiment twice because I'll get this door and the other door out of the closed experiment? I currently have successful triggers 1 on my experiment. Let's find this out together because I am curious. I do want the commissary for a variety of reasons. It'll close off my exploration a little, but only a little, so I'm going to take it. And now let's see, experiment successful. Experiment successful. It did fire twice. So it fired not only for this door, but also for this security door that we just bypassed. Okay, so that is cool. I already own a magnifying glass somehow. I don't even remember where I got it. And, oh, right, things are on sale. Well, let's buy things, since I don't know what else I'm going to do with all this money. Probably spend it on a bunch of other stuff later as well. Wait a minute, I don't have a magnifying glass. What? Explain to me. It says magnifying glass owned, but I'm looking at my inventory and I do not own a magnifying glass. That seems to be a bug to me. Like, am I reading this correctly? I don't have a magnifying glass in my inventory. There are magnifying glasses here, and it says owned. That's the first time I've seen what appears to be a bug in that regard. Okay, well, that's a shame. Let's continue looking for food, since that's now a reasonably high priority. I guess a rotated dovecote here is fine. And we'll get this one other room. And if I could get my hands on a shovel, there'd be a lot of dig spots that I could use to try to get some turnips and things. The greenhouse might have a shovel for me, so I guess it's worth taking a look. It has a watering can. More gems, oh boy. And we can read the green music sheet since we're here. And pick a flower. Trees found inside will never shade. We seek what's in the shade of truth. The gems that shine in night and rain. I was thinking stars, possibly? The clue you hold cannot be paid with gems nor coin, so toss away the sheets you find a worthy trade. The clue you hold cannot be paid with gems nor coin, so toss away these sheets you find a worthy trade. I don't understand that. I feel like there's an extra layer of hidden meaning in the music sheets. I was reading them again. And yeah, but I also might be off my rocker. Well, here's some good news on the food front. A well-positioned pantry. So here's a banana for 3 more steps, keeping us alive for the moment. And I'll take the armory so that I can buy these things. And also have protection ready to go in case the archives comes up and I need to draft it. Cloister of Draxus would not be awful here. And I do have rerolls. But yeah, Cloister of Draxus, I could get a couple more sets of rerolls and then try to get my blue memos that I've been going for. Okay, and so now here, let's try to definitely get something that we want on rank 8. Wine cellar, I think, is one of the ones that I do not have. Yes, I do not have the wine cellar blue memo. So let's take the wine cellar, triggering our experiment and getting us more dice. And more gems. Alright, so if I were a blue memo in the wine cellar, where would I be? I would be right here. I actually saw it quickly for once. The numerals below the coat of arms are 4 different numbers, not 1. Numeric. Oh my gosh, it's a numeric core. So, 4 different numbers, not 1. So, we have MCCXIII. There's a lot of different ways to parse that into 4 numbers and then run the numeric coring algorithm on it to get a least integer. And even if I had that information, I'm not sure what I would do with it. But that's super interesting, and so that's going to be homework for future Brian to go and noodle on. But good job, Memo. You've made things very interesting. And I'm still curious if I could, like, based on the shape of this room, like, use an electromagnet or something to, like, open up a secret passage in this wall or something. But we'll see. Okay, so we got another blue memo. So something got accomplished today. Also, here's a treasure map. I don't have a digging implement. This looks like the spot. Now to find something to dig with. Yeah, good luck with that. I am at serious risk of running out of steps. I might have to intentionally draft the kitchen in another room or so with all of my rerolls. Great Hall would get me straight on through. I think I will take the Great Hall just to... I don't think I need anything behind any of the doors right now. And then over here, I still have 3 more steps, and the archive would give me 3 more drafts. And I can shield myself from it. And then there's a very good chance that one of those rooms will be something that has food in it. And since I want the food... a lot. I should draft to the south first so that I'm not also spending my... what's clicking here? Oh, there's a key. So that I'm not spending my rank 8 drafts just yet. Dining room. This would solve all of my problems. Dinner is served. My tummy was growling. And so I had a lunch from a lunchbox, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was so delicious. I think I'm going to have dinner now, too. Do I have a showroom in my house already? I think I do. No, that was yesterday. Oh well. This will be enough steps to get me through the rest of the day for the few things I have left that I want to do. Okay. While I'm in the dining room, I could try to get a couple more bad things out of the pool. And then we can try to go after the remainder of... And the solarium are the things that I want to get. I have in my notes a few more rooms I need to draft. Planetarium, kennel, and gallery are all still possibilities, and so the solarium will help me get them. I do believe. I don't see any fruits in there, so we won't bother walking in. Lost and found, I'm super curious about. I am holding many things. But yeah, I think my curiosity will definitely get the better of me here. Can I see if there are any more objects in there? I cannot. Ooh, there's the spray repellent. Yeah, I think I'm willing to lose something. I lost my battery pack. That's fine. Spray repellent. Where would I want to spray it? That's a good question. Are there any new lost and found objects? I don't believe there are. Well, here's an opportunity to get something out of the pool again. But I don't think I want to walk through Lost and Found again. And so let's just go to the archives, and in terms of order, I guess I will do this now. The ornate compass is really good. And so I suppose the blessing of the dancer would also be really good. There's a chance that the patio would have a shovel in it. And so I think I'll walk in here just for that chance. But I do not see one. I don't have the blessing of the monk going anymore. I was going to say I could use this as a outer room kind of drafting thing. Okay, so now I'm going for planetarium, kennel, and gallery. And I have lots of redraws. But what I don't seem to have is the luck that I need to get any of these things. And I should have... Oh, here's the mailroom. But I don't have the... I don't have the magnifying glass, even though the game thinks that I do, apparently. Oh, wait, the mailroom isn't on my list, and I do need to find the memo in it. Okay, so we'll take the mailroom. Order placed. Great. We are looking for a secret blue memo in this place. Let me just make sure that I don't have the magnifying glass by some magical thing. No, that's really weird that the game would not sell it to me, thinking that I already owned it. Okay, there's something very important with this letter that we're going to have to come back to when we have a magnifying glass in another episode. So if I were a blue memo, is that me down there? No. It is not. Aha! There it is. Only 6 of the notorious red letters were addressed to Herbert S. Sinclair. 1 was from Caleb to Mary, and 1 was from Herbert to Mary. So that has them all accounted for. So that implies that missing red letter number 3 is addressed to Herbert. Okay, final draft to try to get the planetarium or the kennel or the gallery or something else that looks super interesting in the moment. If we can. Come on, various things I want. Running out of redraws here. 2 more, I think. Mechanarium, I do still need. I have the utility, I have security. I feel like I'll have a better shot doing that on another day, and so I'm going to redraw past that again. I don't need these. Come on, redraws. And clock tower I already got, right? Yes. So we're out of luck. Gonna buy some food in case I still want to walk around and do anything. Also, that got me at least through another security door. Hooray. Nom 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 nom. Okay, I drafted 1 final room, which was a courtyard, and now I'm ready to call it a day in the break room. Didn't manage to do the things I really wanted to do today, but did manage to do some things that are definitely progress. And so I'm going to say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Blueprints, where maybe next time we'll have something other than a garden, bed, and breakfast. For now, bye-bye.